Katar, also known as the Cave Monastery. And it's actually a LAVRA. LAVRA means isolation, is a form of abstinence. The term LAVRA comes from the Greek and means corridor, alley, or path. And it probably comes to represent the way that connects the individual cell of its members. A group of monks would retire on weekdays, secluded from the world. The way of life included one meal that included mainly water, bread, and salt, 7 prayers a day, and working in between in various crafts such as weaving ropes or mats that were sold to the inhabitants of the area. The monks would meet in a cenobium on Saturday and Sunday, the day of prayer. A cenobium is referred to as living in community, such as a group of monks. The meeting was for the purpose of joint prayers, dinners, and the replacement of the monks' labor with raw materials for work during the coming week. The LAVRA developed during the 4th century in the Judean desert. It is a combination between 2 lifestyles that were common among the monks, living together on one hand and solitude on the other. The LAVRA's way of life spread from the Holy Land to Egypt, Syria, and later to other locations. It was a solution for those monks who did not want to live in a restrictive cooperative framework like a convent, but wanted to be part of a community. The LAVRA developed in the early Byzantine period in the Judean desert. By the way, the name of Judea desert is listed first in the book of Judges and the book of Psalms. The founding of the LAVRAs is attributed to Chariton the Confessor, who established 3 LAVRAs that became monasteries of great importance in Christianity. In the year 330, Chariton established the first LAVRA, the monastery of Faran, in a location called Wadi Quelt. Then he established the LAVRA of Doka on the ruins of the Hasmonean fortress near Jericho, and the 3rd LAVRA he founded is Soka in the Tekoa Valley. The cave monastery was built on the north bank of the Schacha Brook, which is just below us right now. It originates on the eastern slopes of Mount Montar above us. Our location is half a kilometer west of the Hyrcania fortress, 3 kilometers southeast of the great LAVRA known as the LAVRA of Sabas, and about 200 meters above Bir El Katar. Needless to say that each of them has a dedicated video. The monastery was built around the cave where Sabas used to seclude himself from time to time during a period known as the 40th day of Lent, the Quadragesima. We will not explain in this video the meaning of the fast, but during the 40 days of the Lent in the year 508, Sabas secluded himself in this cave accompanied by an old monk named Paul. After Easter, he took a group of monks and returned with them to this place. The cave became a church, and on the slope he founded a cenobium, a community monastery, which is named the Cave Monastery, associated with Bir El Katar. At first, Sabas had here only 4 monks, and later the place expanded. Sabas, who was the leader of the monks of the Judean desert from 494, established with his disciples 7 monasteries of LAVRAs and 6 community monasteries in the Judean desert. And we are now in one of them, the cave monastery. Notice the two high walls. As you can see, these are two actually large cisterns. A third large cistern is hidden inside a cave. So how and where water is stored here in the desert? Most of the desert area is covered with soft chalk rocks, which are relatively impermeable to seepage and therefore contribute to the aridity of the area. The rock opacity causes the rainwater that cannot seep in to be collected in channels and sometimes causes flooding when it heavily rains in the mountains. Now, the local took advantage of this phenomena and diverted the flood water to cisterns, one you can see exactly beneath me. Now, the chalk is crisp, white and porous rock. It is a rock that resembles limestone and is composed of the mineral calcite, which is one of the most common minerals on Earth. In fact, 4% of the Earth mass is the mineral calcite. But unlike limestone, chalk has no crystalline structure, and the result is that the chalk is brittle compared to the limestone and remains soft so that cisterns can be dug relatively easily. Although the chalk is porous, it does not transmit water well, as its pores are very small and therefore it is a sealed rock. As usual, we will end up with a trivia question. As I mentioned, we are now in the heart of the Schacha brook. What is the source of the name Schacha? The answer will appear in 5 seconds.